Recruiter Gal. Welcome to second interview, which is part 4 of my 6-part series on the interview process. Today, I'll be talking to you about preparing for the interview, taking it to the next level, and sealing the deal. So let's get started. The second interview occurs after you have already interviewed initially for the position. This interview may include teammates that you'll be working with, other department heads that you'll work with, or meeting with the head of the department. It might be a one-on-one interview or panel interviews. And just a friendly reminder that you clearly did something right if you are coming back for a second interview. Keep it up and keep shining. At this point, you're likely one of the top 3 candidates for the job. Preparing for the second interview is very similar to preparing for the first interview. And at this interview, you might even get a tour or even get to do some shadowing. First, just like the last time, know exactly where you are going and do another dry run if it is in a different location. Know exactly who you are interviewing with and how they fit into the company. You should also prepare questions for those specific interviewers. If you are interviewing with your future teammates, it might be good to ask them what a typical day looks like for them. Make sure that you know the goals of the interview before going in. That is, know exactly what information you want to leave with that will put you in a place of knowing whether or not you want to be in that job if it is offered to you. Be prepared to discuss salary if it is brought up. They may ask what your salary expectations or requirements are. They may tell you the range that they are able to offer. Be prepared to discuss, but only if they bring it up. Now is definitely not the time for you to bring it up, and it's likely only discussed at the time of offer, but it's better to be prepared. I'll discuss salary negotiations in the 6th video of this series. In the second interview, you'll want to take it to the next level. Use what you learned during the first interview to help you in the second interview. During the first interview, if you learned about some of the challenges in the department, come prepared with some proposed ideas and solutions to those problems. Show that you are a solution and results-oriented person. This will also show that you are really listening in the first interview. The second interview is also a good time to bring any work that you want to show off. For example, if you're working in marketing, you could bring in some of the marketing materials that you've created. Or if you're in architecture and design, bring in some of your design work. If you're in finance, bring some of the spreadsheets that you've created. You can also show off your work through an e-portfolio. This is an electronic portfolio that houses your best work. There are many websites where you can create an e-portfolio, and Google Sites is a great one to start with. If showcasing your work doesn't naturally come up during the interview, you can always offer it up at the end of the interview. And same as in the first interview, be sure to ask questions when they ask if you have any. Interviews can go on for several rounds, but 2 rounds is typically the most common. So with this being your last interview before the hiring decision is made, you'll want to make sure that you seal the deal. There are many things you can do to take it up a notch. First, remember the names of everyone that you interviewed for in the first round, even the person who greeted you. People love being called by their name. If you go in for a second round and greet the person by their name, that will leave an incredibly favorable impression. During the interview, make sure that you are clearly expressing your interest in the position. Being so clear as to actually say the words, "I want this job," or "this is the job that I want," is wonderful. It goes a long way to convey to the interviewers that you fully understand the job that you're applying to and acknowledge the challenges. This will assure the interviews that you know exactly what you are getting into. It's important to show confidence when interviewing. The hiring panel wants to know that you are equal to the task. Be sure that you are not coming off as arrogant though, as that is one of the top qualities that is off-putting to the hiring manager. Finally, be sure to ask about time frame for next steps in the process. So you've made it through your second interview. You've expressed interest in the position, thanked the interviewers for their time, sent your thank you notes, and now it's time to start thinking about what you'll do if an offer does come in. Start thinking about what salary would be acceptable to you and what your bottom line is. Thinking about this in advance will help you through the offer process should you get an offer. Aside from that, just relax. So that's it on the second interview. For more career-related content, please visit my website, therecruitergal.co, and I will see you in part 5 for the reference check. See you soon!